I continue my quest for Skinny, cautiously hunting the fringes of his range. In the risk versus reward trade-off, the most consistent success most often comes from taking minimal risk. Once you alert a buck to the fact that you are hunting him, he becomes much harder to kill. Keeping pressure down, I head to a stand that is well off a likely feeding area, making it easier to sneak out at dark. My hope, if Skinny shows up, is to call him close enough for a shot. "100 miles to the east, Collins Marine is hunting a massive 10-pointer. Finally, the buck is showing up on trail cameras during daylight hours. This is what he has been waiting for. Collins knows it is time to make his move.
It's October 22nd. Josh and I came in here tonight. We're hunting over a big and beastie food plot. On the way in, we checked 2 cameras that we had on scrapes that we put out last Wednesday. And that 10 with the white patch just showed up on both of them. The one, he was nocturnal, but the one that's about 10 yards from our stand, he was actually at yesterday morning at about 6 o'clock. So we're hoping that we get a crack at him or we can lay eyes on him tonight.
Meh, 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 meh.
I cannot believe he just came in chasing a doe. It is October 22nd. Are you kidding me? That was unreal. I can't believe that just happened. we had that buck, the 10-point, the white patch actually just came out chasing a doe. He came all the way through. He came through my shooting lane at 10 yards. I couldn't get him stopped. And then he stopped, started raking a tree. We started grunting and calling to him. He gave me a good 25-yard shot, and I took it. He was quartering away pretty hard, and it looks like he got good penetration. We'll probably get down here in a little bit and go check for blood, just see what it looks like.
As Collins climbs down to check his arrow, my own hunt accelerates. Adrenaline surges when a wide-antlered buck steps from the timber. It sure sounded like a buck. Oh no, it's skinny, isn't it? Nope. It's kind of a cool looking deer though. Yeah. He's a 5-year-old, isn't he? Collins chose the Fuse Cybex multi-pin sight on this hunt. Cybex sights have super bright pins and are equipped with stealth bands to decrease the amount of noise and vibration that gets transmitted through the sight, making for a quieter shot. Hoyt has produced a long and rich line of target bow success. This level of experience gives Hoyt engineers an advantage when creating the ultimate hunting machines, bows that are both rugged and as super accurate as their best target models. The white patch 10 started showing up in this area during late July when Collins was able to get many trail cam photos of the buck over a trophy rock. Trophy rocks are a great attractant for trail camera scouting, much more affordable than bait, and they are good for the deer as well. Collins and Josh had their Ozonics HR300 running during this hunt. The buck traveled completely around their stand location without ever getting their scent. That was a key to why he stuck around long enough for Collins to get a shot. As I watch the wide 8-pointer pushing does around the field in front of me, Collins carefully takes up the blood trail.
Deer's dead, buddy. Hey, that a boy?
We just did it. He's dead right there. I don't know what to say. You got to be kidding me. What a beast. Body on this thing.
He's a toad, man.
We got it. He's got this twig all wrapped up in his antler. Dude. Stud. Well, we found the buck. We weren't expecting to go look for him tonight. We got out of the tree stand and we were gonna go look for a little bit of blood and weren't expecting to find much just from the shot angle and the arrow sticking in him, but we got down and looked and no blood, so we weren't too surprised. Decided to back out and gonna come look for him tomorrow morning, but we walked out to the lane and we knew he came this direction, so we just slowly walked along the lane, just glassing, not really expecting to see him in there, but just in case. And so we come to the end of the lane and we both kind of look at each other. We look up and we see a white belly and we looked in the binoculars and lo and behold, here he is. He didn't go 100 yards. Still can't believe this deer came in chasing 2 does. October 22nd. Wouldn't expect to see that, but big buck down and I'm tagged out here in Iowa.
A lush, frigid forage big and beastie food plot proved to be the perfect spot for Collins in late October. Plot brought in several does before they in turn lured in a lovesick buck into bow range. I placed my muddy Procam 12s around this feeding area in the time-lapse mode. Skinny showed up a few times on the cameras on the fringes of daylight. That is why I chose this stand on this day. Dependable cameras with lots of features like the time-lapse mode allow me to spend as much time as possible hunting my highest odds stands. One old doe saw some movement in the tree and locked onto us. In situations like this, if you stick out like a sore thumb, the hunt is in jeopardy. Fortunately, we were both wearing Realtree Extra, a good open pattern, and the doe eventually gave up and went back to feeding. We continue to hang on each passing cold front, knowing it will spark a burst of daylight activity. The public land contingent hunt new areas, learning tricks to unlock several vast tracts of state forest land. Having many options is the key to eventual success. Hunting pressure ebbs and flows on the most accessible ground, forcing our hunters to make daily adjustments. Natural evolution leads to a very mobile strategy of hanging new stands almost daily, sometimes in the pre-dawn darkness, in an effort to stay one step ahead of the other hunters and to maintain hunting's all-important element of surprise. On October 26th, Aaron Warbritton gets the wind he needs to head back to the buck nest.
It's about 4:30. It's a miracle that we made it up in this stand. We're at the base of the tree. We had a little 1.5-year-old buck come right down the waterway right here, hit a couple of scrapes, then come over here and he saw us at the base of the tree. He got a little bit nervous and turned around, but he never blew or ran off or anything. I decided to move the hunter stand, the one that I'm sitting in right now, down a little bit so that I get better shot opportunities over here to my left. And while I was doing that, I looked up right down there where that 1.5-year-old buck was standing, and that big 6x7 was right down there, 100 yards away. If he was bedded right there, then Sean and I had to have walked within 30 yards of him. Sean saw him too as he was climbing up the tree. I tried to film him, but I don't think I got any video. Bucks are still in here, somehow. And that 6x7 has been in here just about every time. You can see that willow behind me in the frame. That's the same one that all these bucks have been bedded up against. Should be a good evening. We've got good wind right now. It's starting to come in a pretty good clip out of the northwest. Not even 5 o'clock yet, and already seen 3 bucks. Buck nest. Gets its name for a reason.
Redneck blinds allow me to hunt more comfortably on cold days, and that means I hunt longer. That is one important key to success. You have to be out there if you hope to fill tags.
Something that's really important to my style of hunting is a good bino harness. I use the Cabela's bino harness. It keeps my binos low enough that they're out of the way when I need to make a shot, but they're also accessible for when I need to pull them up in glass.
Controlling the depth of your seeds is important to ensuring good germination and a solid stand of plants. The RTP Genesis has adjustable packing wheels that regulate the depth at which the seeds are placed in the ground. As Aaron waits for a buck to rise from the tall grass, Jared Mills and Mike Reed make an aggressive move on Hermit.
Mike and I just got to the farm here. Rainy, misty day. Feels like fall, feels like it could be good tonight. We're gonna try to get in early if we can, 'cause we still gotta find a tree. We're getting a little bit aggressive tonight going after Hermit, so hopefully it's a good evening.
Could you tell who it was?
Looked a little bit like Callie. That's Hermit.
Where?
There's Hermit right there. Dude, I need to get my bow. He's walking right on us. We're trying to decide what to do. The buck we came in here after, Hermit, was with a couple other bucks and a couple does, just probably 60 yards down this little ridge from us. I can't see him right now, so I don't know. There's not any great trees right here, but we might have to just try to make something work. It's good to at least know the Hermit's in the area, so hopefully we pick the right spot and can make this work. Well, it's a little after 5 o'clock here. Just to recap, we saw Hermit. We were sneaking in here we were going after Hermit tonight. We were trying to get close and be a little aggressive. I was sneaking up to a tree and I could see, or basically heard a buck growl and a few grunts. I saw one buck that wasn't Hermit and eventually saw some other deer, and Hermit was one of them. As far as I know, we were able to set up clean. I couldn't see the deer anymore. And it's exciting knowing he's in the area, but we're tucked tight, so we're going to be on pins and needles the rest of this hunt for sure.
When going deep into public land, we always use the muddy backpack straps to carry our stand in. They attach to any muddy tree stand, and they make carrying the sticks and the stand much more efficient.
Accuracy is always the most important goal for any shot. That is why, as the arrow speeds increase, I shoot mechanical heads. Rocket has been making accurate mechanical heads since the early 1990s. They were one of the first companies to produce these models, and their time-proven designs still work today. Once you release the string, your roll is complete. Now it is up to the arrow and the broadhead to get the job done. This is no place to take chances on unproven quality. I have been to the Easton plant, and I have seen the pains that they take to assure that every single arrow is perfect. Why trust your whole season to anything less?
Well, it ended up being kind of a disappointing night in here. Hard to say it's disappointing when we did see a mature buck, one of the ones we're after. I don't know if he was just switching bedding areas during the day as that wind switches. That could have been it. Or what was going on. Got about 10 minutes left. Looks like I got pictures of Ray on the camera on the way in here. I'll have to get back to the office and check, but there's also another big mature 8-pointer on it this morning in daylight at 8 o'clock heading back this direction. But we're going to pull these stands out of here, try to sneak out without alarming any of these deer. Make our next game plan. In here, there's a lot of other good spots in this general area that these bucks are living in that will be good stand locations for the rut. That's that for the buck nest for tonight.
For Jared, the evening ends without another sighting of Hermit. Now he knows where the buck lives, and with time, he believes another encounter is certain. The buck nest fails to produce a quality encounter this time, so Aaron decides to rest the spot for several days. In the meantime, the entire public land team continues to search out hard-to-reach areas. Aaron finds a possible hotspot, an open area loaded with does, fawns, and young bucks. He knows there has to be an overlooked corner where a mature buck is bedding. With just one hunt, he has improved his plan, and his next move will be deep into the heart of the swamp. With October winding down, I grow impatient and mistakenly experiment with upping the pressure on Skinny. I push farther into his range, moving right to the edge of the feeding area where trail cam photos showed recent activity. The evening is eventful as young bucks chase does through the plot. However, the experiment comes at a cost. One old doe spots us in the tree, and I know this can be the death of any good stand. We have only the last week of this fine month ahead. The final days can often produce the season's best action, but not without a cold front to kick things off. Even if we fail in the week to come, we know that bow hunting's golden month is just around the corner. When steel gray sky replaces Indian summer, we will celebrate. There's nothing like the feeling we get when we are chasing November.